Okay. Hello, new 8-week students. So, once a week, mostly one time a week, I have chosen not to do a lecture over the PowerPoint. I hope you guys can hear me. They're cutting the grass. Um, I did it initially, and with the amount of work that you have in an 8-week class, it got to the point where it wasn't as beneficial for me to sit here and teach through the PowerPoint than it was for me just to tell you what's going on so you have a clear view of what I want from you this week, and then you can look over the PowerPoint yourself. So, as I've said before, an 8-week class is crazy fast. Crazy fast. Sorry. If you are not if you're not all in the beginning, you are going to struggle. So this coming week is a week that we have quite a few things due. You can usually count on there being at least 3 things per week that you need to have finished. If you haven't already guessed, the way that I do it is everything is due by Friday. And then I release everything for the next week at least by Saturday morning. Sometimes a little bit earlier, like this week is probably going to be a little bit earlier than normal just because I'm ahead of the game and I'm getting it done quickly. Um, but I have said this before, I have 6 different classes and a couple of them are online and the rest are in person. So I have tons of stuff going on. I will also say I'm much better at Canvas than I was at the beginning of the semester, but this is also my first semester here at NEO. So, and I am used to Blackboard. So I have had to learn Canvas. If a lot of you guys are new to it, I had to do the same thing only on my end. Um, so it's kind of an adjustment. I will also tell you that I have no problem with you sending me an email and saying, hey, this is not open. This is not, I don't understand this. What is going on? Um, because I'm a person, like I said, I am still trying to learn all of the logistics of Canvas and doing these quick 8-week online classes. Um, some of you guys might find these little lectures annoying. I am very quirky. I will not look at this video again afterwards because I do not like seeing myself, but I want to make sure that you have the information. So the first week we had 2 discussion posts. For the most part, those discussion posts, we had one that was introduce yourself and then one that had, more meat to it. I will give you some prompt every week, at least one, sometimes 2. I would say the majority of them you have 2 discussion posts. If you've read through the syllabus, read through the syllabus. Um, for the course calendar, I have made last 8 weeks, I stuck really close to that. I'm not for sure that I really changed it up at all. So if you have I had say you have a busy week one week and you're going, okay, what do I have to get done? You can look in here and before I even release it on Canvas, you'll know what we're going to do. And the reason that I don't release everything at once is because I find that a lot of people don't do as well on the assignments because they're rushing through to get everything done. Um, it just helps to concentrate on one thing per week. And like I said, sometimes I really release them before Saturday. Usually it's like the standard time is like midnight on Saturday, like 12 a.m. So you have from 12 a.m. on Saturday to Friday night at 11:59. Um, I think that that is definitely enough time. You can work on them during that weekend if you want to, but you don't have to start working on it until Monday if you don't want to, because you know when everything's due and that's on Friday. It works better for me. It works better for my online and for my in-person classes. Um, so this coming week, we have 2 discussion posts due. You need to, if you don't know what is expected on a discussion post, go onto the syllabus. There's a rubric for what you need to do on discussion posts. You need to have an initial post that is at least 3 sentences. I want you to explain, the prompt. So here it is on the syllabus. What it looks like. It's on your syllabus. You can pull it up on your homepage, go to syllabus, you click on it, the syllabus comes up, you can print it off or you have it right there online. It's going to tell you what you need to get your 5 points for your initial discussion. It also tells you what you need to get the 5 extra other points for a response to classmate. I only require you to respond to one other classmate. You have the potential to get 10 points. If you make an amazing initial post and you don't post to another student, you will get your 5. I'm not going to give you the full 10 and if you didn't repost to somebody else, because that's the point. You don't have the in-person class dynamics. This is what a discussion post is. This is why they require us to have you to do a discussion post, is because you can, talk to each other. I will not always respond. I will not always poke. I will make sure that I read these, but I'm not always going to put my 2 cents in. I want you guys to be able to discuss this with each other. And if you feel like you want to discuss more, you can post a billion times. I don't care. I just want your initial post and your post to another student. There have been occasions where somebody has posted an amazing initial post. They have posted an amazing post to someone else, and I have given them, a few extra bonus points just because they understood what they were supposed to do and they went above and beyond. There are those people that are just going to say, oh, I agree with you. That's not going to get your points. I'm going to tell you that right now. So don't do that. Just, respond to what I want you to in the discussion, and respond to someone else as if you actually read their post, because most of the time people take a lot of time to do this and they want their points. There are 10 discussion posts. That's 100 points. That's 100 points towards your grade at the end of this 8 weeks. And like I said, things go really fast. And if you can just do those discussion posts, you'll be great. You know that you have those 100 put away. So we have the 2 discussion posts to do. We also have our first exam will be open in Canvas. That will open, the exams are usually, they open on a Wednesday, most of the time early in the morning, and then you have until Friday at 11:59 to get those in. So you have 3 days. Once you start it, you need to finish it though. You can't open it on Wednesday and let it sit there and then do it later. So you have 3 days. Do not wait until the last minute, because there are times people wait until the last minute and they go, oh, my internet went out, my electricity went out, my this went out, my that went out. Part of being a college student is you need to be responsible and get these things done. And I know that most of you guys, this is not your first 8-week class, but you have to get these things done sooner rather than later. I will also say, you need to make time for this. It's not going to be easy. I have the utmost respect for you guys that you're doing an 8-week class, because it is very difficult. I've taken summer classes, and sometimes I still have the mindset of a student, because I just graduated with my master's degree not that long ago, so I still get it. But you need to set aside time to do this. Um, and don't have the attitude that if I don't pass this class now, I'll just go take another 8-week course. Number 1, you're wasting your money. Number 2, you're wasting your time. And number 3, that puts you on a different track to completing your goal of, whatever you want to graduate with. It's not going to be easy. Sometimes there are so many other things that you need to do, but it's going to be worth it. I promise you, it will be worth it. And I know how difficult it is, but if you've made the decision to do this, let's just do it to the best of your ability. And I will do whatever I need on my end to do to help you, but you also have to be committed. Okay. So this week we had the 2 discussion posts. We will have the exam, which the exams As you know, everything is open book, open note. You guys are online. I don't require respondus. Usually on the exams, the time is cut down a little bit. So you will not be able to look up every answer. If you think that you're going to, you don't know an answer to something and you're just going to, oh, well, I'll just look it up. You're not able to look up every single answer. The grass right now. You won't be able to look up every answer. So read the chapter, have the PowerPoint that you've went through, and you can pull that up at the same time if you need to, but you need to be familiar with the PowerPoint. You need to be able to say, oh, yes, I read that on the PowerPoint. This is where it is. And you get your answer. And that's fine. I just want you to learn the material because you're going to have to go on from this and you're going to need to know a lot of this stuff in other classes. So you will have a quiz due this week, the 2 discussions, and an exam. And that sounds like a lot. And sometimes I hate saying it, but that's what an 8-week class is. You're cramming everything that we do in 16 weeks into 8 weeks. Yeah, I have my 16-week online class and my in-person classes. We're, halfway through the semester, but we do one thing a week, and sometimes we don't have anything to do that week. You guys always have something to do. I've tried to spread it out so that you don't have everything every single week, that you don't have 4 or 5 things due, but sometimes for the majority of them, you have at least 2 or 3. And to get this class done, just stay on top of it. I want to let you guys know. Yeah, this is really pretty here. I want to let you guys know that I'm here if you have a question and you haven't found the answer in the syllabus. Or I also have a discussion post on there that you can ask other students. I found this worked out pretty well with my last 8-week class, that they are able to jump on there and say, hey, do you guys know what this is? Or can you help me on this? It's find out get the answers to your questions. I think discussion post, and it'll be in it was in last week's. It stays open. If you need help and you want to reach out to somebody else, you can do that. If you would rather send me an email, you can totally do that also. Like I said, I have the utmost respect for you guys wanting to get this done in the 8 weeks. I know a lot of you guys are required to do this in 8 weeks, and it's tough. So I want to be here for you guys. I will do everything on my end to help you, but you have to want to do this. Okay, I can't carry you, and I've had some of my students in the last 8 weeks. They would not do anything for 2 weeks, and then they say, oh yeah, well, I had a hard time for the last 2 weeks, and that's why I didn't do anything. I can't help you at that point. I'm not going to go back and reopen everything because you didn't have any contact with me and I had no idea what's going on. There's a couple of you people that have already had, I had this going on this week. They made sure they contacted me beforehand, and I'm working with them. And that's exactly what I want you to do. I can't help you after the fact. If you have a week where your mental health is crazy and you can't get out of bed, or you have too much stuff going on and something, there's some unforeseen circumstance, and you're going, I'm not going to be able to get this done this week. Email me, I'll work with you, but you have to want this. I can't want it for you. Okay. Okay. So I think I've talked enough. Like I said, you get me once a week explaining things to you, and sometimes I go on a tangent. This one is usually longer than the other ones because I just want to stress to you that it's a lot. It's a lot. I get it. I know it. But just buckle down for 8 weeks and get the grade. Okay. Yeah. So make sure that you get all of these things done before Friday at 11:59, but don't wait till 11:59. Okay, guys? If you need anything, my email is on the syllabus. You can email me with your questions, and I will make sure that I try to respond within 24 hours. On the weekends, sometimes it might be a little bit more than that, but I am always trying to be available. So good luck with this week. You can do it, stick with it, and I will check in again with you guys next week. Bye, guys.